Amateur boxing has faced a problem since the formation of its governing body in 1946, and that's how to persuade its star performers to remain in the non-paid ranks rather than search out lucrative fight careers in the professional arena. The International Boxing Association, IBA, has tried various ways of making the amateur version more attractive, but it hasn't stemmed the outflow of personnel after each Olympic Games. Now, however, with the formation of the World Series of Boxing, or WSB, they may have found the perfect solution. In the WSB, the distinction between the amateur and professional will become minor, as boxers will be able to retain their Olympic eligibility whilst also receiving a salary to fight in the new tournament.
4 years ago, when I took over the AIBA. In fact, in my very important message to the Congress delegates, if I'm elected, one of the important missions for me is to make AIBA to govern the sport of boxing in all of its forms.
The brainchild of AIBA President Ching Kuo-wu, the plans came to fruition, and starting in November, the inaugural season will get underway. The WSB is an annual recurring global team competition featuring 4 franchises in 3 regional conferences: Asia, Europe and the Americas. Each franchise will field a team of at least 10 boxers across 5 weight categories. The 4 teams in each conference will compete with each other on a home and away basis, and the winners of each conference, plus the best second-place team across the 3 groups, will go on to the semi-finals. The winners of which will meet in the finals in Macau in March 2011. At the Boxers' Draft in London, where fighters were selected by one of the 12 franchises, WSB's Chief Operating Officer explains why the format will appeal to fighters.
I truly believe this is really going to revolutionize boxing in whole, not just amateur boxing, but in boxing as such. I mean, right now boxers, if they are current amateurs, they have a kind of a limited horizon in front of them how their career will develop. And now we think we are offering them the full cycle and everything around that. I mean, they can really see how they start from a club level, go on an elite level, go to the Olympics, then compete in World Series of Boxing, being televised on a weekly basis, almost earn a good money and still be eligible to go back and fight in the Olympics for the country.
Previously, AIBA, who are recognised by the IOC as the world's governing body for the sport, were adamant that the Olympics was the domain of the amateur boxer. But a softening of attitudes has attracted fighters like American Roshi Warren to the WSB.
I'm like, oh, we can fight pro and go back to the Olympics. Like, a lot of people wish they can be in our shoes. They wish this could have happened years ago. And when I was talking to my coach, it was a great deal for me. Because I could still fight pro, get the experience, and go back to the Olympics and get my goal.
Warren, who's one of the hottest properties in amateur boxing, hails from Cincinnati, Ohio. In 2008, he became the first American in over 30 years to box in 2 Olympics, after competing at both the Athens and Beijing Games. Now his eyes are set on London 2012.
Ain't nothing like going over to another country or fighting for your country or representing your gym, representing the kids that look up to you, representing like everybody in the United States to get that gold medal, because it's like all the eyes on you once you go over there and fight for that gold. And like it don't matter if it's the gold, the silver, or the bronze. Like all eyes gonna be on you. So me winning that gold just go bring like Cincinnati, like Ohio, just back on the map.
Roshi, who lost by a single point in the first round at the 2008 Beijing Olympics to Lee Ok-sung from South Korea, after mistakenly believing he was ahead, only has one request for franchises wanting to draft him.
Somewhere hot. I mean, like, I want to be somewhere like sun all year round.
Warren got his wish as he was selected by the Los Angeles franchise with Joe Zanders as its head coach.
He's a quality kid. He knows how to win. And when you look at Roshi's competitive record, you won't find a lot of losses on this record. He's lost at some of the major events like the Olympic Games, and he won the World Championship. He has a lot of trophies on his shelf, but that's not the point with him. He's a winner, and he's a competitor, and he's a great leader. In the gym, he doesn't talk the game, he works it. He puts the work in, and that's what we need. Americans and youngsters around the world need to see that. So we thought that he would be the anchor for the franchise.
The salaries for fighters will be similar across the 12 franchises, with some boxers earning in excess of $100,000. But for Domenico Valentino, the 2009 lightweight world champion, money's of secondary importance, as the WSB will also incorporate separate individual championships for the best 2 boxers in each weight category. The individual WSB champion will also qualify for the Olympics.
Professionalism doesn't guarantee that you will earn a lot of money. Maybe in England, Germany or America. But here in Italy, the earnings as a pro boxer are considerably less. Anyway, I think that if you do something just for money, you might as well not do it, because you concentrate more on the money rather than the task at hand.
Valentino, who was selected by Milan, will be one of 6 Italian fighters chosen by the franchise, whose CEO is Paolo Taveggia.
A franchise in Italy, in this case the one in Milan, couldn't exist without a high number of Italian fighters. They are vitally important for the audience that will come to watch the matches. They are also important for Italy in general, because the fighters come from all over Italy. It's called the Team from Milan, but it represents the whole of Italy.
WSB will retain the title sponsorship and world television rights, and then share the revenue equally amongst the franchises. The 12 teams will also retain home gate receipts and other local sponsorship and advertising revenue to help them to build profitable businesses. A recent test event in Baku, Azerbaijan, where the WSB rules of no headgear, no vests and 5 3-minute rounds were on display for the first time, proved a success, and the World Series of Boxing may have hit upon a concept that's going to keep their most vital commodity, the boxer, within their ranks.
At the end of the season, I would like, actually, people who watch WSB, if they go in the stadium or they turn on the TV, say, this is the place I see the best boxing. We want to have the product from day one on the highest level. We want to show a sporting spectacle for people turning on the TV and watching, and here's the best place you can watch boxing. That's for me the biggest success.